So, the key is having a connection with older Yuga before the creation of Rush Duels. And it's thanks to this being confirmed, the Roa never lost his memories during that Monster Reborn ritual. Still though, Roa has lost something important. But what is that thing that he's lost? Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today let's talk about episode 84 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime series. A decent episode of 7's that connects a few plot lines while showcasing the consequences of Otis being ritualed. So let's start with that topic of point, because it's here we got a great bit of plot progression and facial expressions, especially from Nanaho. Because during this opening segment, she really looked fed up with Goha Yuga and his plan for chaos, which clearly isn't being that successful. It's revealed that on the moon, a lot of new dueling programs are being created. This of course is nothing new. However, without Otis being around anymore, they're being created at such a fast rate that the Goha servers can't keep up. And in some cases, they're failing to maintain themselves, which leads to an extreme situation of duels not even starting. Thanks to this overpopulation of new dueling formats / programs, it's just madness. All of this of course links to Otis, as he was the one who was helping the Dueling Road program Yuga created that allowed other people to create their own style of dueling and maintain these new programs on the Goha servers, making it so there's no issues or no overpopulation or no kind of overlap, basically. But because Otis has had his memories erased, no one is there to maintain these programs anymore, and thus creating this issue with dueling not starting, and of course, the servers being strained and overworked. It was said that if this continues, dueling would be no more in the world of 7's. I loved how even when Mimi was commenting on this no Otis situation, the topic of the 7's Road book returned, which also helped to further spark Yuo's sleeping memories. As a side note, Mimi reading Yuo a picture book was super wholesome. Plus, why did Yuro want this antagonistic Yuo personality to return? Yes, of course, that's who they've always known. But, I mean, Yuro, be careful what you wish for. Once Yuo returns back to his normal antagonistic self, you could be fired again. Wait. That's what Yuro wants, right? Yuro is not able to voluntarily quit his job now it's getting busy, so he wants Yuo to return to his antagonistic ways and try to kick all the Goha siblings out again. That is some 4D level chess right there. Okay, so returning to Goha Yuga. It looks like there might be a mind struggle happening, as we could see a situation where the Swirly and Goha Yuga personalities are starting to merge together or overlap, causing some pain to our main antagonist, especially after he learns the dueling could possibly be ending completely. Goha Yuga, upon hearing that, shouts out the line, "We can't let that happen." Now we know that Goha Yuga is currently creating chaos and disorder through dueling, and wants to be the best duelist that there ever was. So him saying that because it interferes with his plans makes a little bit of sense. But then, when you look at what comes after that line, what follows is of course him saying that line and then thinking of Luke during the time when Goha Yuga was Swirly. And that's why I'm saying a mind struggle could be happening with Goha Yuga. So could the Swirly personality, persona, whatever you want to call it, be trying to influence Goha Yuga's actions? Because Swirly knows just how important dueling is to Luke. And upon hearing that dueling might be completely gone, Swirly decides to actually wake up a little bit and act so that Luke would be happy. It would be rather poetic if the guy who loves erasing memories by dueling ends up saving duels thanks to his own alter personality memories he gained. Now then, Luke, you are one lucky man, because had the real Romin heard you call her flat, then you would have been murdered, my friend. Still though, the typical Luke comedy and lines that he delivered in this episode, they were slightly comedic, so I have to give him props for that. And with the news of Romin going solo now being public, it does leave me wondering if Romin also forgot the fact that she is tone deaf, and singing isn't her strongest attribute. Still though, I am predicting a Luke versus Romin duel where Luke will start singing for comedic effect to basically bring up topics like dragons, curries, and Romin being a spy while he sings along at the same time. This of course will be Luke's weird and wonderful wacky way of trying to jog Romin's memories to resurface again. Sevens is weird, it could happen. Okay, so enter Yuga versus Roa, round 2. And this duel is a two-parter, which personally I'm happy about, as we didn't really get to see much from this duel, let alone a conclusion. And this of course was thanks to all the added information we got given within this episode outside of the duel itself. And had the duel concluded this episode, then Roa versus Yuga would have felt very rushed. But with that being said, at this moment in time, the duel does feel secondary to the fact that Roa is missing something important. He's changed and has become more of a team player in terms of the band. And well, while some people might think that's a good thing, his bandmates think that's a bit of an issue and a bad sign of things to come. Roa is also okay with the fact that Romin is going solo, thus leaving Roa Romin. So there's also that toboggle to kind of unravel as well. Now then, based on the presentation of Roa within this episode, I'm thinking that the change in Roa stems from his loss of drive/desire. No longer does Roa want to become great and all shining or a king of duels. Roa doesn't act like the character that wants to ascend to greater heights. Letting Romin go from the band shows a lack of desire to make Roa Romin a success worldwide. Yes, he's being more of a bandmate to Geda and Ushio, but Roa originally wanted Roa Romin to grow into this successful and world-commanding performance. But now, from this episode, it doesn't seem that way. It seems like Roa is just content with making his princesses happy. Roa needs to re-find that desire to become the great one once again. It looks like not being chosen by Otis really has affected Roa this time around, and has made him lose his self-esteem. And with Otis now being memory wiped, Roa possibly feels like it doesn't matter anymore. There's nothing worth striving towards. Now, of course, we can look at the idea of Roa letting Romin go in a different angle. It could be the fact that he let Romin go solo because Roa didn't think he could convince Romin to stay, thanks to her memories being wiped. Romin had forgotten all of the development and changes that Roa has gone through throughout the show, and in Romin's eyes, Roa is still this manipulative and abusive cousin. But at this point in time, Roa might not know how to get someone to regain their memories, or how to express his desires of her not leaving across in a way that doesn't damage his already deflated ego. Which of course leads to Roa thinking he has no right or chance of stopping Romin from going. I wouldn't be surprised as if we find out that Roa actually didn't want Romin to leave at all, but was lost and didn't know who else to turn to when asking for guidance and help in trying to keep her to stay with Roa Romin. Maybe I'm giving Roa a little bit too much credit there though. Switching topics to the monsters that we see within this episode, I will admit, I was wrong. Roa did not use Seven's Road Magician like I said in my last review. It was thanks to Yuga's trap card that it made it look like Seven's Road, Magician and Witch were about to collide and attack each other. It was not the case. They actually just switched places, so my bad. Royal Demon, the coffin looking one, I think it was called Royal Demon Stance. And this monster used by Roa did look a little bit like a dead Romin to me. Maybe symbolizing the fact that in terms of her memories of Rush Duels, they are dead and gone. After all, the monster that Roa used, Royal Demon Stand, did have a crown on her arm that looked like the crown that Romin, Gakuto and Luke won in the Team Rush Duel tournament. Plus, of course, the hair colour and hairstyle do match similarly as well. And I know that Roa has his Royal Demons and they have the theme of rock music. And there technically isn't rock music, but it is kind of like music in general. Has anyone ever watched the series Zombieland Saga? Well, they take sort of idols and sort of ladies there who have died and recreate them into zombies and get them to perform on a live stage. Maybe they did that with Romin. I'm messing. Okay, so I alluded to this in the opening of this video, but those with a connection to Goha Yuuga before the creation of Rush Duels do not lose their memories when the Monster Reborn ritual targets memories relating to Rush Duels. This of course explains why the ritual didn't have an effect on Luke or Roa. This explanation I'm rather conflicted about because on the one hand, okay, it does explain things in a neat and fast way, but on the other hand, it does feel a little bit lazy and doesn't make a massive amount of sense or doesn't hold a big sense of realism. Because from this explanation, we have to believe that Yuga had no connection or conversation with anyone at school, apart from obviously Roa in the whole Otis giving Yuga Seven's Road Magician debacle, and Luke, which happened basically episode 1, just before Rush Duels got installed. So during the time of Yuga entering school and episode 1 of Sevens, because it wasn't announced that that was Yuga's first day at school, Yuga never had a conversation with Gakuto or Romin. Like Romin I can more or less sort of understand. Gakuto being student council president and Yuga obviously having penalties and making violations. Yeah, not buying it. But then again, this is Sevens. They just do whatever you like and hopefully it works out. So overall, I thought this was a really good episode of Sevens. Not a highlight episode by any means, as the first half of the episode with the plot development and such, in my opinion, was more interesting and entertaining than the Roa versus Yuga part of the episode that we had in the second portion. However, with that being said, I'm still excited and hoping that the next episode delivers on a very hyped duel between Roa versus Yuga and gets down to the point of what Roa has had change within him. This episode had some funny moments sprinkled in here and there, as well as, like I said, the reintroduction of the Sevens book and the consequences of Otis having his memories wiped. This paired with a possible mind struggle for Goha Yuga and just added that bit of flavour and spice to the episode that helped keeps it entertaining and keeps me excited moving forward. So let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with anything that I've said? Or do you have any theories or things that I've missed? Let me know down below. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And of course, I'll be seeing you next time. Have a great day. Alligator, matane. Goodbye.